Our second bout of the evening is brought to you by Stasis CBD, and it is 3 rounds in the light welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, Crysta.
Number 2, a 140-pound amateur boxing fight. 3 two-minute rounds in the female division. Shot of Mr. Steve Macis, the head of House of Pain there, bringing in his charge.
And fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Nissan on the 104th blue corner, Christina Breault.
Speaking of Mr. Mace, this is one of the main matchmakers for these Airtight boxing cards that we do, and does a really good job of matchmaking. There's been a lot of good fights on these cards that I've been really excited to watch and be a part of. I expect this to be the same thing.
Fans are getting the entertainment. Tail of the tape gives us both fighters at 40 years old a distinct height and we assume reach advantage for Crysta Williams at 5'8" versus the 5'1" of Miss Breault. Of course, they had to weigh in the same. Breault as a boxer, 2 wins, 1 loss. And Crysta Williams,
again, let's meet
1 and
our
5.
fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, from Alamo Grotto, New Mexico, representing House of Pain, Crysta Williams. And fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Nissan on 104th blue corner, from Grand Junction, Colorado, representing Rival Boxing Gym, Christina Breault.
All right, ladies, I gave you instructions earlier. I know we're going to have a super fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Let's come out fighting.
Williams representing House of Pain wearing the red trunks tonight versus Breault wearing the black trunks representing the Rival Boxing Gym, another fighter coming over from Grand Junction. Breault, good number of MMA fights as well as making her stamp in the boxing world recently.
I was going to say, not the first time we've seen Breault in one of our rings or cages. Good head movement right off the bat.
I was just going to say what I'm seeing out of Breault is an improvement in her head movement.
Yeah, her head movement looks great, and she has so much power. So this will be an interesting fight to see if she can get that overhand working against a taller, much rangier fighter.
And some shots from underneath as well. Breault has very powerfully built legs. To duck under the punches and then come upward with a strike is a tactic that a lot of fighters that have a height disadvantage will often take advantage of.
Landed a good left hand, did Breault.
Mike Tyson was one of those guys that would get down way low and then, like he was doing a squat, to come up and, you know, just have his fist leading.
Yeah, terrifying.
Oh, good right hand,
Good
and again for Breault. Fast.
Williams doing a good job of pushing forward, though, not getting pushed around at all, staying in the pocket with her.
Fast pace to start this bout. Both corners telling their fighters don't wait, and I don't think either of them is.
No.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Push her back.
That's the big thing, especially in the amateur division, when you've got 3 rounds. A lot of boxers sometimes, take a round or 2 to settle in, get into their groove. You don't have that ability when you're fighting an amateur fight in 3 rounds.
Yeah, if you lose a round, you're 33% down already. Not a good place to be. Oh, nice punch as Breault was making her exit. Didn't keep her hands up. And oh, hard shot by Breault. Staggered backward a little bit.
Take forward, Crysta. Yes. Push her, yes. Good.
Corner of 10-second clacker.
Williams getting a little warning for putting her head in the danger zone.
Good first round. Exciting work by both these fighters. That was entertaining. I enjoyed that.
That was a very entertaining round.
Distillery is the official
If I'm
distillery
in Williams'
of Sparta
corner,
Sports
I'd
and
like to see her
Entertainment.
use her reach a little bit more. Try to keep that jab out there, keep Breault off her a little bit. She was getting smothered, and when Williams is smothered, her arms are so long, it's a lot harder for her to generate power. So I'd like to see her kind of use that range.
Yeah, Williams really wasn't doing anything with her punches to try to manage the distance, which is an echo of what you just said. We're going to check out the replay here in just a second. Williams, even as she's throwing, stepping forward and almost smothering her own punches, like you said, and allowing Breault to be on the inside, which is where Breault needs to be and wants to be. And normally a fighter with a 7-inch height, I guess we'll call it a disadvantage, has to work to bridge that gap. Williams is doing Breault a favor by bridging that gap for her. So if you're in Breault's corner, what advice do you have?
I think you stick to that exact same game plan. Try to utilize that head movement she was using at the beginning of the first round. She lost it a little bit towards the end. And really start working the body.
Thing that we have seen from Breault previously, she is such a strong fighter and such a tough fighter. She doesn't mind standing toe-to-toe and just getting in a brawl. And that doesn't always serve her as well as maybe some different tactics could.
Makes it for an exciting fight for sure, but it can make for a short night for yourself if you don't capitalize properly.
Yeah, so hopefully her corner's in her ear about keeping to the game plan, staying tactical, and doing the things she needs to do.
Williams doing a good job of throwing volume in this round. She's not landing a lot of hard shots, but all of them are just kind of touching. And Breault on the opposite side has landed some hard punches, but not nearly as many. Trying to utilize that head movement a little bit more.
Williams, you can tell, used to working with people her own height or taller because she's always moving forward, and here she doesn't have to. She'll get a little more power in her punches with stepping forward as long as she's not smothering her punches, but she doesn't need to make that forward step here.
And that a lot of times is something hard hard for women. There's not a lot of female fighters or training partners. So most of the time when you're sparring with men, they are a little bit taller, and you do have to be that aggressor.
And Breault marching forward now. 30 seconds left in round two. Breault with a hop forward to bridge that gap. And again,
Doing a good job of trying to keep her in the corner.
Williams taking a second to get measure of her opponent. And Breault, you can see some of that toughness coming out, a little bit of let's bite down on the mouthpiece and finish strong here. And there she just skips in to close the range.
I've been very impressed with Williams this round. She's thrown a lot of volume. Everything was touching, and she didn't seem to slow down. Her cardio seemed pretty good that round. We'll see if it can carry over into round number 3.
Yeah, no real slowing down from either of these fighters. Their conditioning seems to be pretty on point. Both of them keeping an impressive pace.
This is one of those instances where you really wonder what these judges are scoring on. That round could have went either way. Breault threw a lot of hard punches that landed really well. Looking at the replay,
that's where Breault had one of those skipping in punches, just launched herself forward to be inside where she needed to be and worked effectively for her a number of times that round. But like you were saying about the judges, it was sort of an opposition of styles there. Continue that thought, sir.
Yeah, so Breault landed a lot of hard punches, a lot of calculated punches, whereas Williams came out with a ton of volume, definitely landed a lot more. So it's kind of trying to figure out what the judges are going to score. Are they going to score the power shots, or are they going to score the volume? And since I was completely wrong in the first fight, I'm not going to venture a guess.
And they are willing to mix it up here in the third.
Good work, baby. Again. Show me who the bottom is. Yeah.
And Breault getting pushed back a little bit this time.
Good. Go first. Pressure her now.
We said Williams should stop moving forward, but she proves us wrong.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Good job, honey. Pressure, baby.
Breault going back to that good head movement. You can tell that's something she's been working on. It's a new facet of her game and served her well early on in the fight. Oh, just missed with the big right.
And she has been winging some overhands and hooks this round, and a lot of them are landing. A little bit of blood coming from the nose of Williams right now. See if she can't kind of regain control and take this fight back.
Go first. Go first. You got 1 minute, Crysta.
And referee trying to get the fighters out of the corner off the ropes and now telling them go. Less than a minute left. Both fighters trying to gather up a couple of deep breaths, see if they can't finish with a strong flurry.
Big left hand by Breault there. Nice uppercut.
Come on, Crysta. No mercy, baby. Show her who the boss is. Show her who the boss is, baby.
And Williams
Come on, mama.
walking backward quite a bit here for the first time this evening. Not sure if that's a fact of conditioning or if she took a shot that hurt her or what. She has some reddening around the lips and nose, but definitely a change in her game plan, and her corner is just imploring her to move forward. We got 10 seconds to go. Breault looking to put it on tough. Had her in the corner. Williams able to circle out. Whoa. And Williams staggered right at the very end, and I saw Williams reaching down for her right hamstring. I wonder if she sustained a leg injury.
I saw that as well. See how she walks out to the center. She doesn't limp or anything.
See, Doc Alex is over there. Best in the business, we always say, the fighting physician, and she's looking down. Don't know, leg, knee, ankle.
Or just exhaustion.
Or just exhaustion. Checking out the Larry H. Miller Nissan replay. And this is where Breault was coming forward, working some hard power strikes. Had that head movement that we talked about. She got back to that the third round. I have a feeling her corner was in her ear saying, hey, we worked that, used it, and served her well right there.
And just nothing but hooks for about 20 to 30 punches from Breault, but a lot of them were landing really well, and she set those up with that head movement.
Great pace kept by both those fighters throughout the entirety of that fight.
I was very impressed with the pace and the cardio by both of these fighters, and the fact that they might have been a little tired at the end of the third was not surprising because it was a very high volume second round.
Hugs, handshakes, and congratulations all around the ring.
We do have a fight correction for you, ladies and gentlemen. Bout number 2 at Italianer. The split decision winner was actually Crysta Williams. Crysta Williams winning bout number 2 via split decision. Hence why it's so important. As much as we'll poke fun, it's very important for these judges to sit down and make sure they've got the math right.
Yes, indeed.